What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about Rome DAO, OlympusDAO fork on Moonriver. Let's get into it. But before I jump into the content, I just completely revamped my website, bitcoinlockup.com. There is some very exciting stuff coming, and you can always preview my newest videos there before they hit YouTube or any other platform. There will also be some bonus exclusive content coming that will not be made available anywhere else. Let's dive in.
And here we go.
Welcome back. So in some of our last videos, we talked about some more Polkadot projects and their overall impacts on the crypto ecosystem. We've also covered Solana projects, Cosmos projects, and dug deeper into NFTs. Today, we're going to look into Kusama, Polkadot's wild cousin, and the projects that are sliding under the radar on this very expensive test network. Today, I wanted to touch on specifically Rome DAO, which is a fork of OlympusDAO on Moonriver. Can you really get 1,000+ returns on this fork of OlympusDAO built on Moonriver? I'm going to cover what it is, why it was created, and ultimately why you should start paying attention. So what is Rome DAO? Rome DAO is a community project built by a core team of devs, researchers, and community builders from the OlympusDAO community. Their initial goal is to help expand the OlympusDAO ecosystem into the Kusama and Polkadot ecosystems while experimenting with new bond types and a fresh mechanism design. Their experimental activities on Moonriver Kusama set them up nicely for an eventual expansion into MOVR, which is Polkadot. Do note that Rome DAO is not endorsed or partnered officially with OlympusDAO as it's a fork. They've made it clear with time Clima, Temple, and other projects that they're fond of and are not supportive of those particular forks. While they're not working with them in any official capacity, they do hope to continue and encourage support of the mission. So many early OlympusDAO contributors and community members are key pieces of the Rome DAO team. Their long-term goal is to be seen as the premier stable asset of not only Moonriver and Kusama, but also the broader Polkadot ecosystem, an ecosystem that I believe is primed for explosive growth. We're in exploration for Sushi as an additional option for liquidity alongside Solarbeam, which I covered recently. They're prioritizing Solarbeam because of their dedication to the Moonriver ecosystem and existing liquidity, but they anticipate eventually adding liquidity to Sushi and Moonriver as well. So what makes this actually different from OlympusDAO? No special treatment for people that are well connected, like Mark Cuban was with OlympusDAO. Rome DAO is taking the word experimental to new heights, proposing a 100% community token allocation, no VCs, no reserve currency held as a solid governance. With that said, let's shift to the Rome Tokenomics. So with Rome DAO, they will be holding no distribution of their tokens for VCs or venture capitalists, no advisors, no other stakeholders. Instead, 100% of Rome tokens will be in the hands of the community from bonding and staking. Founders will be bonding alongside the community from day one. Now, here's how it's distributed if that wasn't clear. The community gets 100%. Venture capitalists get 0. Advisors get 0. Starting to make a little bit more sense. The high APYs you're accustomed to from OlympusDAO will be a familiar sight in Rome DAO, creating adjustments to supply growth alongside the expansion of the treasury, carefully evaluating runway as the situation evolves. Now let's shift to the rise of crypto-backed reserve currencies, as this is what it's based on. Naturally, dollar-pegged stablecoins like Tether will always remain popular, but there's still more than one stablecoin that's being backed. Others like DAI rely on a basket of cryptos to guarantee their value, like an index. They do work to maintain parity though with the US dollar. However, they do so without ever holding or interacting with USD or any other fiat. Certainly crypto stablecoins like DAI are a better long-term solution than fiat-backed stablecoins, but we're just in the very beginning of this. Today, some innovative projects like Rome DAO are leveraging crypto stablecoins like DAI. They seek to provide the crypto world with a stable, blockchain-native central banking functions. They are, in effect, creating crypto's first reserve currencies. It's a development that's going to bring the crypto world a major step forward. It's an important milestone for the mission of creating a completely decentralized financial ecosystem. So what's the end goal here? Rome DAO wants to gamify governance and become the reserve currency for Kusama to start. Built by a core team of developers, researchers, and community builders from the OlympusDAO community, Rome DAO is based on the audited OlympusDAO contracts. The Ethereum-based algorithmic stablecoin solution backs its stablecoin OM with DAI as well as other crypto assets. If the value of OM drops below the value of DAI, the algorithm buys back OM on the open market and burns it. If the opposite happens, it mints new OM and then sells it. However, the team maintains that Rome isn't a fork per se, as it includes various changes to the contracts to make it compatible with Moonriver. Rome DAO's treasury will be backed by 3 different bond types: MIM, Magic Internet Money, DAI, and MOVR as a liquidity. The experimental EVM compatible chain launched on the even more experimental Kusama and was chosen as a project with tons of freedom. The freedom provided by Moonriver will also enable the project to expand into Moonbeam on Polkadot. That's the key. So what is gamifying governance? Launching a treasury-backed, unpegged reserve currency is an extremely challenging endeavor. And while OlympusDAO managed to position itself at the forefront of that movement, Rome DAO believes there's a lot that can be improved upon.
Like Constantinople or Rome before it, the city has become a breeding ground for suffering and injustice.
Namely, the developers believe that DeFi is currently too centralized. It lacks community participation and has a low ratio of volunteers to output. Rome DAO is an experiment in gamification in an attempt to make governance fun and engaging. Rome's success won't be measured in its market cap or its TVL. It'll be measured in the percentage of Rome tokens participating in governance. So what have they built and where are they going? Shipping, staking, and bonding are just the start of an ongoing journey. War with the Etruscans will soon begin. For now, consider staking the Rome preparation as part of a 3-month or 90-day campaign. Each campaign will present an aggressive product roadmap for the houses to execute against. So what are they building in their very first campaign? Etruscans? Whitelist treasury bootstrapping, staking, and bonding completed. Stable bonds, GOM, and Rome bonds for later this year, Warmap V1 next year, governance and protocol upgrades by February, and a campaign completion means you can claim NFTs in-game around March. Interesting, but wrapping this all up, there's literally over 100 forks of OlympusDAO, and only a handful of them have actual input from the original developers. This is one of those lucky projects recently. In fact, at one point, the APY was over 100,000%, but again, is adjusted based on bond issuance and overall TVL. If you've watched this channel for any period of time, you'll know that I'm extremely bullish on the Kusama ecosystem, and of course, by extension, the Polkadot ecosystem. Seeing sub or mini ecosystems being built on Moonriver is really exciting to see, especially as more and more parachains and projects get plugged in. Another NFT project that's connected to Mover is called Unifty, which I'll discuss in a future video coming out very soon. Value is added when people plug into a given network. The more people that connect to that network, the larger the reach. And the larger the reach, the more attraction power it has. In terms of capital inflows, developer interest, and of course, asset appreciation and overall growth.
It will pay. I may have been early, but I'm not wrong.
I missed out on OlympusDAO from the outset, so shout out to Chico Crypto for spotting that one. For me, I'm gonna roll the dice on this one, as this will effectively serve as a treasury bond issuer and value reserver for the entire .sama ecosystem. Are you going to take a closer look at Rome? And if you want to participate, you can also use Solarbeam, which I made a video on recently. If you're unfamiliar with it, just stay tuned at the end of this video and I will link you to explain what Solarbeam is in a very clear and concise way. So go ahead, click right here in the top right corner to watch my video on Solarbeam, the DeFi AMM DEX in the top right corner. I'll see you guys in that video right now. Crypto Renegade out.